Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Good morning and thanks for kicking off your work week with us here. I'm Justine Stewart.
And I'm Louis Storch. Hope you all had a great weekend. A little cool, a little breezy.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, a little rain and snow, but overall not too bad.
No, and hopefully you were able to get out and enjoy it. There are lots of fall activities going on. You just had to maybe hold on to your jackets so they didn't get blown off.
Exactly. Yeah, the good news is we're going to move the winds out to start the week. We're going to see nice temperatures today and tomorrow. By the middle of the week, Justine, we're going to see the winds pick up again as a cold front moves through, and we're going to see another cold air mass roll through, and we'll talk more about that here in a few minutes. Here's your forecast headlines, though. Like I mentioned, yes, it will be a great start to the week. Today and tomorrow, sunny skies, temperatures up into the 50s. Now, that cold front's going to roll through Wednesday, so showers and cool temperatures move in, and we're going to keep below average temperatures with highs only in the 40s starting Wednesday. It looks like that's going to last all the way through the weekend. So here's a look at your forecast for today, though. Like I mentioned, it's going to be beautiful out there. A fantastic Montana fall afternoon. 55 in Missoula and Hamilton. We'll see 56 in Kalispell and Polson with sunny skies overhead.
The city of Las Vegas marked the moment 1 week ago when a gunman opened fire on a crowded music festival, resulting in the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. The officers who led the initial raid of the shooter's hotel room publicly shared some of the scariest details of that night. Wendy Gillette has the latest.
Parts of the Las Vegas Strip went dark overnight for 10 minutes, marking the exact moment 1 week ago that a gunman opened fire, killing 58 people and wounding nearly 500 at an outdoor music festival. There was also a candlelight vigil held close to where the carnage took place. Gatherers chanted "All the power to the people" and spread the love.
It's like a deadly game of hide and seek.
On 60 Minutes Sunday night, the makeshift SWAT team of officers who first approached the Mandalay Bay hotel room of gunman Stephen Paddock spoke publicly. The officers say Paddock screwed shut a stairwell door to slow them down. They also described how his room was so full of guns and ammo they were tripping over it, saying it resembled a gun store. A yellow note served as proof of Paddock's intricate planning.
He must have done the calculations or gone online or something to figure it out of what his altitude was going to be, on how high up he was, how far out the crowd was going to be, and at that distance, what his drop of his bullet was going to be.
Federal investigators returned for another search of Paddock's Mesquite, Nevada home on Sunday. They say they once again checked and documented the house where they found a cache of guns and potential explosives the day after the shooting. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Montana political leaders met in Missoula to kick off the second Montana High-Tech Job Summit, which is bringing in tech leaders from across the country. Senator Daines spoke about the benefits of bringing more tech jobs to Big Sky last night.
We talked about how do we take these learnings from these companies and apply them right here in Montana. We have a lot of Montanans sharing ideas with one another. We want to take these ideas and translate it into action. And the action is creating more good-paying technology jobs that pay twice the state average.
Representatives of both public and private companies will meet at 7 a.m. today, and there will be speeches until 6 p.m. Speakers at last night's reception included Senator Daines, Interim UM President Sheila Stearns, and President and CEO of the Montana Chamber of Commerce, Webb Brown. Representative Greg Gianforte was also in attendance and stressed the importance of this expanding opportunity in Montana.
This sector complements our existing sectors in the economy. It's growing 7 times faster than the rest of the state, though. So this is an exciting new element of our economy.
Senator Daines will join us live here on Montana This Morning at 6:30 to talk about the summit. And Senator Daines met face-to-face with Guthrie McLean, the UM student who Daines helped release after he was detained in China this past July. McLean was detained in Changshu, China, following an altercation with a cab driver. Senator Daines and his team worked to secure the release of McLean from a Chinese detention center later that month.
And we were thankful that he was released. He's back here on the campus of the University of Montana, finishing up his senior year. But I can tell you, when we met, it was a great moment, and we both had smiles on our face.
Well, Northern Rocky Mountain Grotto held their second annual cave camp in the town of Monarch, located in the Little Belt Mountains. That was over the weekend. MTN's Josh Menny was there hanging out with 125 cave enthusiasts who came from 13 states and 2 Canadian provinces.
I'm here hanging on a rope at the Intro to Vertical Caving workshop, where I'm learning how to rappel into and climb back out of a vertical cave.
Keynote speaker, legendary caver Bill Steele pioneered caving in Montana in the 1970s and 80s. His team enjoyed Montana's wilderness, where they had to climb high to go deep. They took techniques they learned in Montana down to southern Mexico, where they ventured into the deepest known cave in the Western Hemisphere.
Climb very high in the mountain, go very deep inside the mountain, come back out high in the mountain, and then go down off the mountain. Yeah.
The camp also invited beginners, such as Athena, whose dad, respected in the field, discovered a cave and named it after her.
This time at cave camp is like the first time I've ever been on vertical gear, and just yesterday was the first day that I actually climbed up a rope using ascending gear. Today we were learning about how to create a pulley system to go save fellow cavers.
Another aspect, stewardship. The camp held a cleanup and graffiti removal of nearby Lick Creek Cave.
There's a lot of things that can live in caves, and so we want to keep them clean so that they can live there, but still so that the public can go in and see the caves.
Really, the goal of Cave Camp is to build community. Caving, we don't advertise these trips on the website. We more just try to meet people and bring them together and talk about stuff that way.
There were also geology and biology workshops, and on Sunday, members explored 22 different caves in the area. In Monarch, Josh Meny, MTN News.
Montana has more than 400 caves, with about half requiring vertical climbing. Some communities in Big Sky have been dealing with an intruder. A black bear who weighs about 250 pounds has been breaking into vehicles and houses in Gallatin County. So far, it's broken into 6 vehicles most recently, and while the Sheriff's Department at Big Sky is used to bear activity, they have never seen anything quite like this, and they add there are some tips to keep those bears from breaking in.
First and foremost, don't store food in the car. Obviously, bears can still break into cars afterwards. Even if there's food in the car with it locked, bears can still break the window. I would just advocate that people remove all foods, any sort of temptation from the vehicle. That way, bears have no reason to actually go into the car. This one is, for me, has at least been the worst. I've been up here for at least 3 years, so this is by far the worst.
All right, we're going to send on over to Lewis now this morning. He's got your forecast.
All right, thank you, Justine. Good morning, everyone. We're looking at another nice day today. Temperatures are going to make it up into the 50s. We're going to see sunny skies, dealing with a little bit of fog in areas this morning. I'll show you that here in just a minute. First, though, we have some pictures to get to. This was sent in to us by Rachel yesterday. Bear Creek Trail. Again, a little bit of snow there on the ground. Looks like some sunshine peeking through the clouds. We saw some clouds and a little bit of rain, high elevation snow, but overall, not too bad of a day on Thursday. And then how about this fantastic picture sent in to us by Shiloh overlooking Missoula last night. Fantastic picture here. Love the sunset there. Shiloh, thank you so much for this picture. Let's go ahead and talk about what temperatures we're seeing this morning. 29 in Missoula, 36 Polson, 23 in Kalispell. We're at 28 in Seeley Lake, 29 in Phillipsburg, 30 in Sula, 37 in Hamilton. We're seeing 20s here in St. Regis and there in Thompson Falls. Now, we are going to be dealing with a little bit of fog, it looks like, in some places this morning. We have some dense fog around the Capitol and Butte. No fog reported right now up towards Kalispell. Out at the airport, Missoula, 10 miles of visibility, but other areas around Missoula, we are seeing fog. So we're going to be dealing with patchy fog, especially in the valleys this morning. Then, like I mentioned, clear it out as we roll into late morning and pushing into the afternoon. So let's go ahead and time everything out. Look at what we can expect with our weather on our jet stream forecast. We're going to go ahead and stop this tomorrow morning. This is when we're going to see milder air. We're not seeing any big dips in the jet stream, no big ridges bringing in warmer air. So temperatures are going to be in the 50s, slightly below average, but really nice. Then we're going to watch this cooler air mass roll in starting on Thursday. This is going to bring rain shower chances Wednesday and Thursday. This cooler air mass is going to stick with us all the way through the weekend. So we're talking about highs only in the 40s Wednesday, all the way through Thursday, all the way through at least Sunday of next week. And that's what's going to bring these temperatures well below average with this cooler air. And then it looks like as we start next week, Monday, We'll warm it up slightly. Temperatures in the 50s, and just keep in mind our average for this time of year is still in the 60s. So yeah, we are going to be well below average, at least starting on Wednesday. Here's your 7-day forecast for Missoula. 55 today, 59 tomorrow. There's those rain showers rolling in starting by midweek with highs only in the 40s. Kalispell, 50s Monday and Tuesday, 48 Wednesday, 47 Thursday, 46 by Friday.
All right, going to be chilly midweek.
Yeah, great. Get those jackets. Once again, just get them ready.
All right, we'll stick around because we'll be right back after this. But first, here's some birthdays for you this morning.